if you're my vintage, you remember the Dem Tell Me, Dem Sure. But wait, there's more. And this is what happens when you get to workshops just about to go and people want you to buy. Marketers in particular. They're useless at this. Fucking hopeless at it, right? They start adding bonus after bonus. Get these 10,000 downloads that no one's ever read. Get this 150,000 hours of video trainings, my best-selling product that no one's ever used. All right? They keep stacking more and more. It's always, but wait, there's more. There's one bonus with the Unboxed workshop, and that is I've removed all of that crap. There's nothing there that you don't need. We keep it to the bare minimum, as lean as possible, so that your time is not wasted. You're already too busy. You don't need more to do. You need less. I'm going to show you a process that I use at the moment that we're going to go through in session one. We're actually going to build session one live. But what I'm going to do right now is flick you across to another beanie. It'll tell you about, give you a quick, short, sharp view of the workshop. I'm just going to do some quick audio checks to make sure that we have got everything going here that we need to. And when you're ready, you'll see there's two options there. You can message me via WhatsApp. You do it while I'm on here live if you like. And I've also put my Facebook message chat link there as well. You can reach out via that. Let the other beanie give you a short, sharp overview of the workshop. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use AI to build this workshop live. If you walk out of a workshop with a mile-long to-do list, the technical term for that workshop is a waste of your time. That's why I specifically reverse engineered Unboxed, so that your time isn't wasted. In fact, there's only two reasons why someone like you shows up. You're big enough to admit that you don't know what you don't know.
A wonderful bit of research by a guy called David Dunning at Cornell, who's pointed out that in order to know how good you are at something requires exactly the same skills as it does to be good at that thing in the first place.
And you know that you're going to need a who to get the how done. If you lead a team of 10 plus, you live on the Sunshine Coast, and you want your team to create a real breakthrough in Q4 of 2025, then this might be exactly what you've been looking for. At Unbox, we're not going to pile more tasks onto you, and we're going to reset what good looks like. In session one, we're going to uncover what is your real bottleneck and then map out a 9-day plan that your team can start to execute the next week. You'll name someone within your business who's going to own it, set up tight feedback loops, and make your team's progress visible via a simple live scoreboard. No jargon or any other bull. Just a simple process that your people can run. The date, time and the price are all in my bio, and there is only 5 spots. That's not going to change. When you're ready, DM me, I want in. We'll have a quick chat about locking in a spot, or if it's the workshop trailer video, DM me, I'm keen. Right, let's crack into this. What we need to do is, what I'm going to do now is bring up ChatGPT. If you're not using ChatGPT to automate your workflows, actually we'll talk through this first. Okay, this is probably the most important thing I'll teach you during the workshop. This is, I borrowed from the construction industry. In the construction industry, we had a big problem with safety. We're hurting a lot of people. This is, I'm talking 30 years ago, when I first came into the industry, 35 years ago. Someone who was particularly clever came up with something called the hierarchy of control. So at the top of it, we worked out if we could eliminate the hazard, then no one got hurt. Okay, next step down from that is we could engineer it out and so on and so forth, and it got right down to the bottom where it was you had your soft, what do you call them, your soft controls, which was like paperwork and stuff like that. But the first thing we always do was try to eliminate. This is the same. This is what we're going to do during the workshop. You'll come to the workshop. I'm not going to give you something to do until you have eliminated something first, till you've got something off of your plate, got rid of it. So the bullshit eliminator process, I call this, is a highly technical name for it. So at the top of it, our style, as I said, we are going to look at what we can eliminate. What are you doing that's currently not moving the needle that you don't need to be wasting your time on? When no one else needs to be wasting their time on as well. So we'll just get rid of it altogether. Second one is we're going to show you what I'm doing today. I used to call it automate. I've actually put AI in there now. So how can we, and I'm going to show you Slack. The paid version of Slack has got what's called these automated workflows. Really, really powerful for getting rid of what Asana worked out is 58% of our time is spent on work about work. Looking for documents, where's this, where's that report, where we're up to, what's going on. We're going to see how we use AI to get rid of some of that for you. Automate it, create some more time in your day. If we can't do that, we have to need a process to do it. Sometimes the process is to follow the automated workflow, right? We create what's known as, my good mate Tom Hughes wrote a book called Great Processes. You've got to get to the Gemba. People need to recognize it. It needs to be easy to follow. It needs to be available where they can use it, and people need to be tested and trained on how to do it. So the last step is when we're ready to hand it off, if we couldn't eliminate it, we couldn't get AI, or we couldn't automate it in some way, we created a great process for it. Then we use what's known as situational leadership to be able to hand that off and train someone else to be able to take that off your plate. All right, so what we're going to automate today, traditionally when I do a workshop, I sit down and create a heap of PowerPoint slides, which I fucking hate doing because I'm not good at it, funnily enough. And it takes forever. Slow and painful process. What we're going to do right now is use ChatGPT. I'm going to speak to it because I don't type, because I'm not particularly great at typing either. So I'm going to use ChatGPT right now, and we're going to create an agenda for the workshop. You're going to take this and use this as well to create agendas for your meetings, because so much time gets wasted in meetings because of unclear agendas. People don't understand what they're there for or what they're actually supposed to be doing. So let's pull him up right now. Hang on, I need to pop him up first so see what's going on here. And you'll see in real time, I have got WhatsApp buzzing. If I keep looking at my phone now, I've got a chat group. There's a lot of chat going on in there. It's not mine, it's another group I'm in. But I want that live in case someone wants to get hold of me right now and they've got a question about the workshop, not sure about something. Do it. Hit me with it right now. So we need to go down to this box right here, which should show ChatGPT. Just make sure we still got audio, which we have. If you haven't seen the event link, yeah, there it is right there. I just turned that on there for you as well. You can check out on LinkedIn what's going on there. If you do have a comment, drop it in the comments. I will answer it as we go. All right. As I'll say, I don't know whether you can, how well you can see this, but down in your, if you've used ChatGPT at all, right, you got your box down the bottom here that says Ask Anything. There's a little microphone just there. All right. Stay tuned. Watch what I do here and how I go about this. And of course, it's not going to work straight up, which it always seems to do. I don't understand why, whenever I've got Ecamm Live running, this is going to take a little bit of time to be able to fire up. For some reason, whenever I try to hit ChatGPT the first time when Ecamm Live's running, we have the same issue. The death wheel spins there for a while. And what we'll do is we'll just give it a minute. If it doesn't fire straight up, what I've done in the past is just gone straight to my phone, done the chat into my phone, and then the computer gets time to catch up. I don't know whether it's a computer, I don't know whether it's ChatGPT, I don't know whether it's Ecamm Live, but I wish they would sort this shit out because I'm sick of this happening like this. But anyway, I should probably go and find a better way to do it. Right, so let's crack on. While that death wheel keeps on spinning, what I'll do is I'll pull ChatGPT up on my phone and we'll talk to our good mate Mox this way. So where are we? Workshop prompt generator. Honing in Village. Righto. Alright, so we've done that already. Okay, Mox, it's time to crack into, I'm live on LinkedIn and on YouTube. Okay, so we need to start cracking on, show people how you and I work together, how I use you as a strategic thought partner. What we need to do is, I want you to just explain back to me the Unboxed workshop, the overview of the 3 sessions and the names of the 3 sessions and what you understand about them for now. What you and I are going to do is create a clear agenda. So I want you to go do some, actually do this first. Go out and do some research on Cameron Herold and what he says about creating meeting agendas, because basically what we're doing here is a meeting. We've got people come together to meet to get something smart done. All right. Go and do a quick bit of research on Cameron Herold. Come back and explain to me put a plan together for how you and I are going to create a crystal clear agenda on the 3 different sessions. Tell me what the 3 different sessions are and what we're going to cover during each session. And then we're going to find some exercises for us to do during those sessions to make sure that everyone gets the most value out of it. All right, you do that please, and then we will crack on. All right, so that's transcribing at the moment. And this is still, what I'm going to do is flick you back to, I'm going to, while this, I'll sort this out, I'm just going to flick you across to a promo on the workshop, which will still deliver some value for you, and I'll just sort this shit out and then we'll be back. See how I've got a backup plan. If you live on the Sunshine Coast and you've got a team of at least 10, they're a good team, but you know that there's another couple of levels that they need to go to get to great. But you're not quite sure on how you're going to get them to that level because a lot of your days are very chaotic, running around, putting fires out. You just can't seem to get them all heading in the same direction. Then I want to tell you about an upcoming workshop that I've got called Unboxed, because it might just be exactly what you've been looking for. Hey, this is Beanie, also known as the Troublemaker Coach, and what I'm going to do right now is take you right through the journey. All right, we're back, and we've got, I need to move some of this shit around. I don't know how I'm going to do this in future, because I've got to get all these different things I've got to keep an eye on, keep the video going, and do this as well. Right, this is the answer that he's come backwards. So step 1, unboxed workshop, overview of the 3 sessions. Here's what I've got logged based on all our previous work. So session 1's break the anchor, rewire what people think is realistic. We flip 1% is too slow and show them how compounds fast. 10% is too far, but we believe that that's now essential. We show how to identify time wasted, the real cost of good but chaotic. How to move towards flow and outlier performance. Exercise ideas, value added versus non-value added activity mapping. 1% compound visual, we've already built it. Where are your Fridays going audit? So session 2 is the constraint. Purpose, locate the one real bottleneck that's throttling your team momentum. We flip more tasks, 1 constraint, 1 owner, 1 pact. We show 90-day planning model. The psychology of the first 4 weeks, who needs to drive it and why. Exercise here. Constraint, find a canvas, 9-day sprint builder, who owns this commitment war. Oh, I like what he's going here. So session 3 is install a loop, embedded daily rhythm with feedback, ownership and visibility. We flip, let's hope it sticks, into tight loops, live scoreboards, and we show the flywheel rhythm, the real feedback formula. The scoreboard setup, Trello, Slack, reminder, etc. Exercise ideas, build the scoreboard live, remind, setup, sprint, flywheel naming, and visual loop builder. Step 2, quick research. Cameron Harold on meeting agendas. Cameron Harold, author of Meeting Sucks, have a clear outcome, use repeatable structure, focus on momentum, start and finish. Crucially, assign clear ownership and follow-ups. His proposal concludes, name of the meeting, blah, blah, blah. If your meeting doesn't have save time or drive revenue, it's probably a waste, 100%. Mox plus Beanie, agenda build plan. Here's how you and I will co-build the workshop agenda. Let's just make sure we've got audio here, which I believe we have. Yep, cool. Clarify session names and purpose, done above. For each session, confirm the single outcome. Draft a bullet agenda, maximum 5 items. Pick 1 to 2 high impact exercises, live and fast pace. Assign what the team builds or walks away with. Map the flow from one session to the next. Then we'll drop the whole thing into a 1-pager, Trello, Miro, PDF, your call. Ready to crack on. He's learned that off of me. Into session 1, break the anchor. Want me to draft the agenda live with you now? Yes, please. Let's do it. Why is that not? Really struggles when we try to get this going both at once for some reason. Yeah, let's draft that let's get rid of that. That was terrible. This doesn't work perfectly. This is a very important point, okay? This is where most people give up. Something doesn't quite go right. That doesn't work. I tried that once. I fucking hate that, son. I tried that once. Really? You tried it once. get on with it and keep doing it until it works. Trust the process. Yes, please. Let's do that draft agenda. This is why I did it live, so you can see all the mistakes that I made. Did you catch that, Ed? We're doing this live this way because so we can capture all these mistakes. Like at the moment, ChatGPT just won't run with Ecamm Live going at the same time for some reason. That's why I'm currently talking to you on my phone. So I'm going to stop trying to talk into that. I'm just going to let it sync across. That's a improvement right there. Will stop us wasting time like we are here at the minute. All right, yeah, let's crack on. Session 1, break the anchor, draft the agenda, and let's get it live. Well, let's have a look at it right now. All right, he's off to the races. That's transcribing and doing that. I'm going to kill this ChatGPT on here and flick you back across while we're waiting. You can go back and keep watching the video that you were watching before. Man, I've got so much shit going on here. That's not the video. ChatGPT, waste. If you live on the Sunshine Coast and you've got to be completely confused, as a lot of people are, on an EXO or an exponential organization actually is, what 2-second lean is and what that's even got to do with you, how you would even go about using that. What's theory constraint? How does that work? Well, how does that tie into what we're going to do during this workshop? Or you might be completely confused, as a lot of people are, on how do I even get started with AI and what's it got to do with all of this. While we're on the topic, just a little warning with AI, you do not need to be an AI expert to use it the way that I'm going to show you at this workshop. In fact, you don't even need to use AI to do this process, but I would be failing my audience if I didn't show them how to use it, because it is going to become vitally important if it isn't to your business already. From watching my other content, you have probably picked up that I use a lot of sport analogies, and this workshop is no different. I've split it up into 3 distinct sessions. All right, so we're back. ChatGPT has come up with some answers for us, and this is pretty damn good. Or my mate Mox, make once, execute. Actually, what we can do, no, won't look as good for you. All right, a bit better for me, but it won't look as good for you. Let's have a look at what he's come up with here. There's a couple of little things I want to do. Okay, so session 1 is break the anchor, rewire what realistic looks like, shift the thinking from slow 1% to too hard 10x into daily compounding actions that stick. Yes, that's exactly what we want to do. That's a great outcome for that first session. So the draft agenda is welcome plus a reality check. What did your last workshop actually change? What did you actually do? I want to rub that in a little bit because we want to show the value that we're delivering here. By the bonus is in what we've removed, not what we're fucking adding to it, okay? What did your last workshop change? Set the tone. Unbox isn't content, it's compounding. I like that. Anchor order. What's holding you? 10 minutes. Common anchors. We don't have time. 1% is too slow. 10% is wishful thinking. Quick poll. What's your default mindset? 1% versus 10% versus stuck. Okay. Something I want to do in there, right there. Okay. So what we're going to do in this session is something that's called the ambitious target session. So I'm going to send my mate ChatGPT off to have a look at it right now. Hey Mox, I'm not quite sure if you've, and I've spoke with this before, or whether it might actually be another GPT, might have been Superad that I've spoken with about this, and what we looked at, so you can cross-reference some other GPTs as well for your answers on this. And if you need be, ask me for the link to the Trello card that I've broken down this video by Dr. Eli Goldrat. It's a video on how you create, I can't remember the name, I'll find the name while you're off doing your search, and it's all about getting a team aligned on an ambitious target, right? So part of that strategy is to get all the issues out why everyone sees that something won't work, why they can't hit a target. Get all the problems out, and then you put them in a sequence and you work it through. This is something that I want people to take away and do. So I want to tie this in with the anchor order, okay? So all the issues why 1% won't work and why they can't go 10x. This is going to be the exercise for this break the anchor session. This is how we break that fucking anchor that they're stuck to, that 1% doesn't compound quick enough, and that 10x is way too big a thinking. So I want you to go off do some research on that. If you need more context, if you need that Trello card, just ask me for it first before you go racing off, and I'll find that for you right now. But I'm just going to have to do a little bit of juggling, because I'm going to have to jump into Trello and find it, and I'm going to have to flick these guys off to watch a video, give them something to do while you and I do this. Okay, but we're getting some great content here, so let's keep cracking on. Let me know, do you need the Trello card, or can you go off and do that and pop that into the Anchor audit? Let's see what he says. It's just transcribing. See what comes up out of that. He's just thinking for a minute. Yes, mate, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's from Dr. Eli Galraith's video, The Cloud or Negative Branch Method. A practice approach he used for surfing. All the reason why a team thinks breakthrough won't happen. It's cool. Part of his evaporating cloud and ambiguous core principles to resolve resistance. This might have come up on here already. No, it hasn't. Okay, now tell me why this won't work for your team, why we can't go 10x live fire dump, why it works. If you want to run this live, I could prep. But if you want to, the exact. No, so just drop that in, update that agenda that you've done already and drop that into that session, mate. That's all we need for now. If you go ahead and do that, and then that should pop up on the GPT on my desktop then, and people can see how quick we're actually getting through this. So we spent 21 minutes here so far. I don't know if you've built a workshop or not. He's already built a workshop, an outlier workshop, right? Most workshops that you go to, let's flick this back to while he's doing a little bit of work there for us. Most workshops that you go to are average or good. As Jim Collins says in the book, good to great. Good is the average of great. Most workshops, when you go there, they've spent all this time creating their PowerPoints and all the other bullshit that they're doing, the 10 million hours of video content that you're going to get as a bonus, the 50,000 PDFs that'll fucking disappear tomorrow if you don't buy their thing right now, okay? Average workshops that are a shit show, let's face it, that's what they are. Even Jim Quick, memory expert Jim Quick speaks to this. He goes, 80% of what you learn in a workshop you forget within 48 hours. Okay, this is why we're not giving you too much to take away and remember, because you're too busy. Well, too much to take away because you're too busy. You're not going to remember it anyway. They give you 100, but wait, there's more. Steak knives. You're going to get fucking a drink bottle, a cap, a pen, a can of WD-40. I don't know why I said that. It's because it's sitting on my desk up there. Bullshit bonuses keep you busy, hoping that you'll buy more and more and more. They're looking for an upsell. As I've said before, there's only two reasons that you come to this workshop. Number one is you're honest enough with yourself to go, I don't know what I know. What he's talking about, I might be good, but I'm not in the outlier box of what he's talking about here. I need to go along and see some more about what Ben is talking about. And number two is I need a who that can show me how to get this done, so I don't spend hours and hours and hours trying to, weeks, days, months. I spent years working this out, how to work it out. Don't get stuck down there in a bullshit trap with all the bonuses. Let's have a look, see what our mate has done for us here. 24 minutes at the minute, and he's created a better workshop than most people ever will in their entire lives, and he's removed so much crap, which is the bonus that you're looking for. Get rid of stuff, not adding the bullshit PDF bonuses and 55,000 hours of video content that you're never going to watch. Let's go and have a look and see what he's done. All right. Session 1, break the anchor. That hasn't transferred across. Just give me a second. We'll go this one. And we'll pump this one. See if that updates. Here we go. All right, we're on. Righto, here's the updated live agenda for session 1. Break the anchor with gold rat style while it won't work baked in. This version's even tighter and workshop ready. Don't come along if you're looking for 10 million PowerPoints. I will put some funny videos in, throw it in just to break things up. As you will notice, I use the whiteboard quite a bit. The only PowerPoint that I do is to put images, or because images are very powerful, or videos in for you to watch, just to give me a little break so I can do stuff like have a drink. All right, let's see what he's come up with. Session 1, break the anchor, rewire what realistic looks like. Shift from stuck to thinking to daily momentum using compounding actions. Yep, cool. I actually like the, I want to go back. It never ever writes things quite exactly the same time. I actually like that better, that outcome. Rewire what realistic looks like. All right, so what we're going to do right now, while we're here, is I'm going to start chucking some of this into Trello, because I created a Trello bonus thing here. Rewire what realistic looks like. Session 1, break the anchor. I'm going to drop this on my Trello board right now. So this is the description. I'm going to edit it. I like that. Session 1, break the anchor. Outcome. Rewire what realistic looks like, and shift thinking from slow, 1% too slow, to hard, 10x into daily compounding action that sticks. We're going to stick with that. Right, we're going to use that. Okay, so let's go down to exercise breaking. Whoa, okay, now tell me, we have to show them the compounding graph. We hit them with this. Okay, tell me why this won't work for your team. Why can't you go 10x? Why does 1% feel like a joke? We get a live dump. Every reason goes on a sticky Trello post-it. Then we sequence them. Cluster related issues. Pick 1 to 10. Okay, I like that. That's good. We're going to take that. Copy that. This is going in actually I'll show you where it's going. So when I take that, there's a little bit of switching and shit going on here, as you can imagine. Show, Google Chrome. Oh, there we go. All right. So inside Google Chrome, I've got my Trello board where I'm putting all this. So I give myself a clap. This is how I'm building the agenda live right here, right now. And you can have access to this if you want it. All right. So why did that brain move? Move there from the brain, stay up there. You have to show them a commenting graph, we hit them with this. Okay, now tell me why this won't work. Actually, what even better, what I'm going to do here is create a checklist that we can follow during our workshop. Then we can give this to my mate Ed. I'll go, I'm going to ask him, can he do something in a minute? Okay, so then you go, exercise break the anchor. I'm asking, can you fucking do something for us? The checklist, add an item. This is even better than what I thought it was going to be. You have to show them coming why it won't work. Well, Command X. So we're going to keep that as a checklist item. Right? Creating a checklist for the workshop to follow here. Immediately after that, 1% graph, we hit them with this. Go back to ChatGPT. Why it won't work. Then we're going to do the why won't this work exercise. Let's give me little boxes to go through. And if I go, as I can copy the link. I don't want to copy the card, I just want the link. Share. Let's ask old mate if we can do this. Go Dcam Live. Switch back to ChatGPT. And try fucking use ChatGPT on my computer one last time, see if it actually fucking works. If you don't, you're gonna really give me a shit, you know that. It's not gonna. Okay, and I'm still trying to use, every time I try to use the audio on ChatGPT on my computer, it just won't work for some reason. I don't understand why. Well, it does work eventually, but it takes a while to get it going, get its head going. It's probably because I've got live video going, Trello, all sorts of shit going on here at the moment. Okay, so if I give you a Trello link, okay, so what I'm doing at the moment is copy pasting what you've come up with for this workshop format, copy pasting it into Trello, and then creating a checklist. If I give you that during the workshop, at the start of the workshop, I went, go through this list and help me run this workshop as we go ahead, spit out one checklist item at a time to keep me on track. Is that something you'd be able to do? Let's see what he says. I get a little bit ambitious sometimes. Sometimes I come up with ideas that AI hasn't quite caught up to, but you'd be surprised how quickly it does actually catch up. So you get rid of this and this. Oh, we can keep this up here, I suppose. All right. What's he reckon? Absolutely, exactly the kind of execution layer Mox is built for. Here's how we can run it cleanly inside your workshop. All right, let's see if we can get this back for you so you can see how he's going to do it. Say it up here during the bullshit eliminator process, which is eliminate a heap of work for me and run me through the process. This is going to be an AI driven workshop. He's going to keep me on track and get me through the workshop as well, and he's going to even show me how to do it. So I just need to pull ChatGPT back up. Let's get rid of that. We need to swap. This is exactly how not supposed to work, but this is the only way that I could do it to show you live what I'm doing. It's back to Google Chrome. No, I want ChatGPT. Okay, let me get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. Come on. Why is that not coming up? There it is. Still a death wheel spin on it. So I have to read it to you. So how Mox can run your checklist during Unboxed workshop. You give me a Trello link to the checklist or the board that you're using. At the start of the workshop, you prompt me with Mox, run the agenda checklist, or something like give me the next item. I'll respond with the checklist, the next checklist item, a brief reminder of what the step is for, any tools, assets needed, e.g. graphs, Trello board, wireframe. One sentence you can say to keep the one sentence you can say to participants to cue the step, and when you're done with that step, just say Mox, next. I'll roll you forward one item at a time. Fuck, how good's that? Mox, start the agenda checklist. Me, step one, welcome and reality check. Frame the session. What did your last workshop actually change? Outcome, set the tone. This isn't content, it's compounding. Mox, next. Oh man, this is going to be unreal. All right, so yep, once you give me the Trello link, I can act as your live workshop flowbot. Want me to prepare a version of the session one agenda now as a Trello checklist with labels that you can paste in? Yes, I do, but all right. I think you're starting to, you've seen enough here of what I've done that I actually need to get some work done now. So instead of having all this distraction of trying to, it's not distraction, I needed to show you just how powerful this is and how much you can work. Like, we've been going for 34 minutes here, right? Let's go and have a quick look at the minute. If we fucking get this death wheel to stop spinning. which we'll do in a second. How do we do control? This is, as I said, Option Shift 4, I think it is. No. Command Shift 4. No. Hey, now it's going to work. Let's get rid of that. Oh. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to him. And we'll come back. In 35 minutes, 36 minutes, we've got through, scenes window, put that down there. Actually, this will be better. In 36 minutes, we started off here about, oh, that was Dr. Eli Galbraith. We started even further back in that. Let's have a quick look where we did actually start. Actually, I'll go right back and I'll show you how I've done this right from the start. So this is under an hour, okay? I went, just double check that I had the right GPT. Yes, it's me. Always ask them a question and get you to come back and explain things to you. You get a much better result. I'll go a bit deeper on this on the workshop and I'll show you how and why it works. You'll walk away knowing why it works. So I gave him a prompt here. I said, you need to write me some copy for this. I'm going live, write me a hook. Gave him the Tim Shaw idea. So he went through, went right up, Benny, we're dialing he said billetition, that's because the spelling was wrong, it's villetition. Channeling the spirit of Tim Shaw, which you saw in the hook for the video to grab people's attention, grab your attention because it's Saturday, so we need something with it, bit of it, and we wanted to speak to a certain audience as well, like an audience that knows who's Tim Shaw is. If you're a bit younger, you probably haven't got a clue. So he went through and did all that, okay? Write that copy for that LinkedIn post, which is way better. Go and have a read of it. It'll be, oh, I haven't got it here. I'll find it for you. Anyway, well, you're watching the video, so you'll be able to see the post. So he did that, and then I said I rewrote it. So we wrote the post once. There's a couple of things I want to change. He went and rewrote it. Then I said, we're going to do the live workshop. So tell me what you understand the 3 sessions to be, which he went away and did. He went and did the overview session for session 1, 2, and 3. Come back. All right, create me an agenda. He went out and researched Cameron Herold and what he has to say about running effective, efficient meetings. So he went and did that, came back, redrafted the agenda again. Then I went, I want to make a change. I want to throw in Eli Gilbraith's ambitious target meeting. How are we going to do that exercise? He went away and did that. And now we are at the point already I'm prepping for a workshop. This is a 3-hour workshop. And then he went away and I asked him the question about, can you step me through this workshop step by step? So I don't remember. I keep on track. I remember what I wanted to cover, because no matter how well you prep, no how well you do this, you always forget something, and you always forget something that you really wanted to show. So he's now gone, yeah, I can do that for you. He's come back with a plan on how we're going to prep this up and create this and do this. But have a look at this. I've got session 1, break the anchor, rewire what realistic looks like, shift from stuck to thinking, daily momentum, shift from stuck thinking to daily momentum using compounding actions. He's giving me an agenda, welcome to reality. When's the last time what did you do, a workshop that actually changed, did the anchor audit, what are you thinking to 1% is too slow, 10% is too big. Set up the breakthrough. We're going to show you how to attack that during the live anchor session. Drop a graph in. He's created the graphs when he's done that. Work through the growth curve. Show exactly where the daily gains, where they compound, where it bends. Lock in the 14.4 minutes a day. Then we've got the exercise there, why it won't work. Claim your Fridays. Add value. Outcome for participants. So top personal anchor named and broken during that session. 1% impact drafted so that they can start that tomorrow. They'll pack something that we're going to do 3 hours plus a week reclaimed from waste. Clear blockers identified, carry forward into session 2. Righto. That's a very good start. I'll do a couple more sessions like that. I'm going to be done. I'll be probably finished this today. And this has been slower because, as you've seen, I've been battling technology, going backwards and forwards. If I could just concentrate, I wasn't trying to speak and explain what I was doing at the same time, then I would be moving even quicker. But in 40 minutes, I've gone from an idea, 2 killer LinkedIn posts, a killer agenda, and a way to deliver the workshop with automation. I've done this, the bullshit eliminator process. I've eliminated a heap of wasted time, days and days and days of creating PowerPoints that get used once or twice, and then people never ever remember it anyway, because 80% of what we cover during the workshop, you're not going to remember within 48 hours. I've used AI to speed this whole process up to eliminate a lot of waste. Now, here's why this is speeding up. And this is one of the key things that we're going to cover during the workshop. Let me put you on scenes window, on the big one, so you can see what I'm talking about here. If you get this, you're well on your way to using start small, think big, 10x, but using small incremental experiments to drive those results. I'm not saying you're going to get them, but I am saying if you try this and do it, you will see really good results. I can't tell you you're going to get 10x results because someone will come and lock me up and take my house and my car and wife and dog and cat. I don't even have a fucking cat. I'll probably take that as well. 10% of our efforts drive our results. 90% of what we do every day is waste. Learn to eliminate it, automate it, create great processes, use situational leadership. We can very quickly drop our results from coming from 10% to 20%, which doubles our output. Don't have to do twice as much, we've got to do 10% less bullshit. That's the crux of Unboxed. All right, just in case you want more details, I'll let the other beanie tell you about the workshop. There's a couple of spots left. I'm going to go away and do a couple of sessions, or a session. I'll do a 50-minute session with Ed by myself with no distractions. See what comes out of that. Then I'll come back and I'll run you through where we cut off here and where we get to next. I'll do another live later this afternoon. Take it, use it, make it a great weekend. You're ready to come to Unboxed. You know what to do. If you walk out of a workshop with a mile-long to-do list, the technical term for that workshop is a waste of your time. That's why I specifically reverse engineered Unboxed, so that your time isn't wasted. In fact, there's only 2 reasons why someone like you shows up. You're big enough to admit that you don't know what you don't know.
A wonderful bit of research by a guy called David Dunning at Cornell, who's pointed out that in order to know how good you are at something requires exactly the same skills as it does to be good at that thing in the first place.
And you know that you're going to need a who to get the how done. If you lead a team of 10 plus, you live on the Sunshine Coast, and you want your team to create a real breakthrough in Q4 2025, then this might be exactly what you've been looking for. At Unboxed, we're not going to pile more tasks onto you, and we're going to reset what good looks like. In session 1, we're going to uncover what is your real bottleneck and then map out a 9-day plan that your team can start to execute the next week. You'll name someone within your business who's going to own it, set up tight feedback loops, and make your team's progress visible for a simple live scoreboard. No jargon or any other bull. Just a simple process that your people can run. The date, time and the price are all in my bio, and there is only 5 spots. That's not going to change. When you're ready, DM me, I want in. We'll have a quick chat about locking in a spot, or if you see the workshop trailer video, DM me, I'm keen.